Welcome to the Lonely Diaries challenge, and I'm your host, a self-confessed 25-year-old lonely girl. And for some people it may be very embarrassing to admit to others that they're lonely, but I want to break that stigma because let's be real, loneliness comes in so many different forms. Society likes to convince us that loneliness is just sitting in a room all day by yourself, or having no friends whatsoever, or no one around you, or you just don't see people. But realistically, loneliness can mean so many different things to so many different people. For some people, it can mean navigating your 20s and not knowing who you are and your place in the world, and feeling alone in this experience from who you are now and who you used to be. For others, it could mean you never had a serious relationship, or things never seem to go your way in relationships and you can't find the right person for you, so you feel lonely. And for some people, it could mean that their closest friends are people that they see every 6 months, and they don't have a big friendship group of people that they could just call at any time and be like, hey, do you guys want to go for a picnic? They can't do that. And that makes them feel lonely. And you know what? The last one is me. The last scenario that I gave you, that's me. I don't have a big group of friends anymore. I used to have a lot of friends. Now most of my friends are people that I check in with every now and then. I'll have a phone call, we'll meet up for a coffee, but I'm not seeing people regularly. My schedule at the moment involves my 9-to-5 job and then working on my business. And then I spend time with my boyfriend. So in that sense, yes, I'm not lonely. But like I said, there are so many different forms of loneliness. And if you're watching this video, you probably feel lonely in one way or another. So this challenge is specifically for you guys. I'm putting myself out there on the line right now, saying all my secrets about how I feel and taking you through this journey with me. And that's exactly why I've created this 10-step free guide, which I'm going to be creating videos to every single week so you guys can follow along, but you can download it for free in the description. And in this guide, I've included all the things that you can do to make more friends, put yourself out there, actionable steps to actually stop feeling lonely. And that means finding purpose, journaling, going out there and doing things that you normally wouldn't do. And I've put this all into a step-by-step guide for you guys so that you just have it there for you and you don't need to think about what you need to do. It's all done for you. The only thing you need to do is start taking action. And I've made it so that progressively you're putting yourself out of your comfort zone more and more to start feeling less lonely, so you don't just dive into it. I've taken so many different things into account with this guide, so download it for free. It's completely free. Some of these things have already actually worked for me in the past, and I'm trying to do them again now. And I've also added some other challenges of things that I've not tried myself yet, so we're going to be in this together. Okay, so seeming as this is an introduction video, I'm going to give you guys some background about myself, because you need to understand me to be able to understand why I'm making this guide for you, so that I can understand you and help you. So let's talk about it. Let's get comfortable. Firstly, I have always had friends. Now, that's not to say that I've always had loads of friends, because I never really had a big friendship group. There's been times where I've started to hang out with more people in certain groups, but I always had close friends. I always had a best friend, and this is the first time in my life where I don't have a best friend. I'm not seeing my friends as much. I have close friends, I have friends I grew up with, and you know, every now and then I'll do things with my friends, but I don't have people that I'm constantly seeing, like someone that's really close. The only person to me in my life that is that to me is my boyfriend, which I believe your partner should be your best friend, of course, but they can't be your only friend. And that's not to say that I don't have any friends, but I feel like the quality of my friendships that I have now, I'm not nurturing them enough. I'm not seeing these people enough. I don't feel close to anyone. I feel quite lonely, and I feel like I don't have something to look forward to every weekend plans, you know, friends that I'm doing things with. So last year I made this video, and it was called How to Make Friends in Your 20s. And when I tell you, I did so much that summer putting myself out there to try and meet new people. Now, I went to a wellness event on my own. I went on Bumble Friends and I met up with these girls. I went up to these Canadians that same day and I became friends with them. I started going to tennis on my own. I started going to Pilates on my own. I started talking to people, starting conversations. But looking back, I realized that I was trying to make friends from a place of lack. I did all these different things, and yes, I made friends, but sometimes I would get rejected, and I found that the people that wanted to make friends with me were usually the people that wanted to make friends themselves. So when I would get rejected by people that didn't really want new friends, I would feel this sense of, oh, what's wrong with me? And now that might be something you're going through. You might feel like you're trying hard and things aren't working for you. But this challenge is going to completely help you with that mindset, because it's going to show you how to make friends in a non-desperate way, which is something that I've really realized when it comes to manifesting friendships into your life. You can't be desperate in the same way you can't be desperate when manifesting a relationship into your life. Now, another thing I want to talk about in this challenge is nurturing existing friendships. I have not made enough effort with the friends that I do have, and I don't feel close to any of them really. We talk on the phone, I'll check in with them, we'll have chats here and there, and sometimes we'll have long discussions but take long to reply to each other, and it just feels like the effort is very minimal. And I know that I'm in my 20s and they're in their 20s, and it's just, you know, that time of your life, and it's probably going to get even harder as we get older to stay in touch. But I don't want to allow that. I need to nurture friendships, and that's something that we're going to try to do in this challenge as well. And I also want to talk about social anxiety really quickly. If you feel anxious going into this, even hearing me talk about how this challenge involves putting yourself in situations where you're going to be uncomfortable, then you need to be doing this challenge. Because let me tell you something, yes, I can be very extroverted and hold myself well, but there are times where I feel so anxious around people. I don't know how to act. There are times where I don't know how to present myself. I don't know how to be me. It's just very hard. And if you feel that way, then you need to be doing this challenge, because if I can overcome that and put myself in amazing situations, then you can too, because we're going to find our community. So the key points that I want to talk about within this challenge are going to be finding purpose, learning to love your own company so that other people can love your company, so you're not coming from a place of lack. You're going to be looking at journaling and finding out why you feel this way so that you can get to the bottom of how to feel better. You're going to be focusing on challenges, putting yourself in new situations so that you can actually expose yourself to being rejected, so that you can find the people that are right for you. You're also going to be nurturing existing friendships while making new friends. So I'm going to be taking you through the process of how I've made friends in the past using these skills, and how we're going to navigate this feeling of being rejected and still finding the people that are right for us, so that we keep putting ourselves in those situations. And then we're also going to nurture the friends that we already have, so that we can try and build and get closer to the people, so that we feel more of a sense of community, because community is a massive thing in life, and if you don't have that, then you're not going to feel happy and you're going to feel lonely. So all of this to say, this challenge is going to be epic. Now I know if no one watches this, I'm still going to feel fulfilled because I'm making something, number one, and that's something that we really talk about in this challenge. Purpose. If you don't have a purpose, then you're not going to feel good. So follow along on this challenge. Download the link. I'm telling you now, just because this is a small channel does not mean this is not going to be an amazing, life-changing video for you, because I know already the things that I wrote, the time that I took the other day, I spent a whole Saturday making this plan for you, planning it out, structuring it, making sure that everything was step by step. Now, one thing that I am going to include in this video is the journal prompts. I'm going to put them on the screen here so that you can actually try them yourself. But if you want to see more journal prompts like this to get you prepared and into this challenge for the first few steps, because the first few steps focus more on, you know, getting your mind in the right place and identifying what your triggers are, why you're like this, how you can make yourself feel less lonely, which you're not going to do if you don't understand why you're feeling lonely. If you just tell yourself, oh, I'm lonely, why are you lonely? Is it because you don't have friends? Is it because you don't have purpose? Because you could have friends, but then you may not have purpose, or you may not have a relationship and you might be living in lack. And you may as well subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to be making these videos step by step weekly. So if you want to be there for that, then you need to subscribe. Anyway, I'm going to finish it off there because I don't want to make this too long. This is an introductory video after all. And if you have got this far into the video, then I'm so grateful to you, number one. And number two, you are going to stop feeling lonely. I 100% promise you this. I don't care if you're watching this and you think that I'm just some random girl and, you know, this video has no views, or maybe it has loads of views. I think it does. Even if you don't care who I am, I care that you feel lonely, and this challenge is going to help you. And yeah, you might as well follow along and subscribe. So welcome to Waves Unleashed, and I've just unleashed some waves on you. And this is the channel where you go to become the best version of yourself. And I'm talking actually become the best version of yourself.